Hey everyone, how are you? Welcome to English in My Way. Today, rather than telling you about English, I'm going to try and explain what could be a $1,000,000 question in most of your minds. Wondering what? Come, let's rush. I know people outside IT industry often wonder what happens in these IT companies. Probably because of the hype that's given by the people that work in it. Just kidding. Also, people think that everyone who works in IT company, what they do is programming or coding. Am I right? But the reality is different. For those of you who don't know, in IT industry itself, there are two categories to it. One is product-based IT company and the other is service-based company. Product-based companies are those that build a product that others can use. For example, companies like Google, Microsoft, IBM, Oracle, etc. They create a product and other big companies pay to use them. On the other hand, service-based companies are those that provide services to the other larger organizations to help them achieve what is desired. So services meaning they provide human resources like people. Some of the examples of these service-based companies are TCS, also called as Tata Consultancy Services, CTS, Cognizant, Infosys, Wipro, HCL, and there are too many to mention here. If you have to say it in simple terms, it's like buying a ready-made shirt versus stitching your shirt as per your needs. For example, you can say product-based companies have shirts ready-made. You can go pick as per the size, color, and the material you want. And the service-based companies will stitch the shirt as per your needs. Like if you want buttons, hook, lapels, anything, whatever you prefer, they will do as per your needs. That's just a very basic way of saying it for normal people to understand. Okay. Now let's go get to our topic of discussion for today and see what happens inside the IT companies. Now, between the product-based and service-based company itself, what happens is more or less the same. I'm not going to go too deep into that kind of explanation as it will take a lot of our time and it's not very interesting for someone other than those who work in IT to sit and watch that. So what happens? Does everyone in the IT companies write programs using C++, Java, .NET, whatever, there are too many to name here. The answer is a big no. Not everyone writes code. If not, what does everyone do? As I mentioned, there are various roles within IT that might need 2 hours to explain. But I will explain to you the basic and the most commonly used roles in the IT industry. And it's safe to say even those who work in IT may not know all of what I'm going to talk, as you're probably used to doing what their managers say. I know it's politically incorrect, but let's talk reality for once. Just kidding. So watch it, it will help you understand what happens around you. Remember, this is Remember, this is a general overview that I'm giving as people who do not work in IT may not understand. If I explain all of it. So now suppose a product needs to be built for a big organization. Let's say for a big bank. Here is what will happen. The bank will engage a service-based company. Let's say here TCS. They will engage the TCS, asking them that they want this product built within 3 months of the time and they will allocate a budget. Once engaged, TCS will involve many people in various roles within their company to deliver the product that the bank had asked for. From here on, the product the bank had asked for is called as a project. The project is to deliver what the bank has asked for. Let's assume the product the bank asked for is a website. Just to make it easy for everyone to understand, but in reality, it's a lot more than just a website. The first person to be pulled to deliver this project is the project manager. He or she is also called as PM. The PM will be assigned to the project and is the driver of the project. and will be responsible for everything that happens from the time the project starts until the product is delivered to the client. He is the prime contact and keeps track of the project status. If the team encounters any issue, it's his or her responsibility to resolve and get it going. Everyone in the project reports indirectly to him, which means they will have a different manager in general, but for things related to this project, project manager is their go-to person. The project manager is a non-technical role. This person need not have a technical knowledge, technical meaning no knowledge on coding or programming about C++, Java, etc. But it's good to have. Then the next role is the business analyst. He's also called a BA, who's also a non-technical role and will be the one gathering the requirements from the business. That means he will talk to the business, in our case, the bank that wants the website built, and understand all the requirements that the bank is looking for. Like from our example of shirt above, he is like the guy in the dress store who takes the measurements and gathers requirements of your shirt. He will record all the requirements and then he will give it to the developers. So it's basically if the bank wants the site in this format, font, all that, they will give it to him and he will collect all that. Now the developer is the one who writes the programs and makes the product come to life. He's a very technical person and talks technical stuff like Java, mainframe, C++, SQL, blah blah. There are too many to name here. From our example, he's like the tailor who stitches the shirt. Right? Next, after the coding or the product is completed, it needs to be tested if all the requirements have been met before it's delivered. So here is where the quality assurance people will come into picture. They are also called as testers, testing people, QA, many names to it. What they do is they will test the functionality of what the developer has developed is up to the requirements set by the business. In our example of shirt, when you go to get your order, you wear and check if the tailor has stitched per your requirements and if it fits your body, right? Else you will ask the tailor to make an alteration. Am I right? So likewise, in IT industry, the company that designs the project itself does the testing with the help of testers before giving it to the customers. In case, suppose if anything is not working as desired, then the developers will try and fix it. There are more to it in the testing than this, but I just want to keep it simple for everyone to understand. If I try and explain, it will be boring for non-IT people. So these are the basic roles that are involved in delivery of a project. I'm going to try and explain two other roles you may have heard of, but comes outside of a project. The one is the production support. The people in prod support usually works on 24/7, that is throughout the day, throughout the week. They are the ones who work in night shifts on weekends, they run their shop. What they do is, if any issues arise at any point in time, be it midnight, early morning, they will monitor that and try to resolve. Usually they don't do any coding. If they are unable to, in case if they are unable to fix it, they will forward the issue to the developers and the developers will try and fix them. And the other role you would have probably heard of, it's not just in IT but in any company you go, is the HR. HR is again a broad spectrum, so let me just give you an overview. So what HR usually does is they take care of the human resources as in their title. They are responsible for the well-being of each of the employees. Remember, they are the ones who are responsible if the employees are following the code of conduct, wearing the dress code, there are those are the things. And they are also involved in hiring the right people, bringing the right talent to the company. And I will try and do another video where I'll explain the complete process of how a project is delivered in an IT from end to end. That will be helpful for people working in IT and do not understand how the project is worked on. Not everyone who works in IT understands the end-to-end process of a project, might I add. Hope you benefited out of my video. If you did, please hit the sub, like and bell button, and please let me know what you think in the comments below. And remember, our channel is all about inspiring people to be confident. Have a wonderful day.